Hello everyone, and welcome to game number 3 in our best of 5 series between Roller Pbhead and Zuzani, as they have been so coined. Roller and Pbhead taking the first two, not 100% decisively, but very effectively, just slowly and surely working their strategy and getting it done, and we should be about at that time where Pbhead founds once again. I wonder if he's found a scientific location he enjoys at this point.
Yeah, there's a decent one, I guess, in the west.
Oh, Zuzani's actually going to be the first one to plant this time.
Pbhead
wanting to be maybe a bit more careful.
Yeah, there's 5 geotherms on this map, so you can't really control them.
Can't 100% control them easily. Each team should get at least 2. Wow, they're really waiting on that starting bonus. This is interesting.
He went for the scientific location I would have gone for, but I don't know why he went southwest of the iron instead of southeast where he'd be close to that water.
I did find that a little strange. Maybe he was just... It was a bit of an awkward founding location.
Or something. Yeah,
it's possible that he valued that iron that he probably squashed just more than the solid position.
Yeah.
It would be an awkward spot. You're going to have to ship probably a little bit no matter what. So maybe he just decided if I have to ship, I have to ship, and that's the end of it. But yeah, there are pirates.
There are pirates.
All right, well, that was a quick little power surge onto Zuzani. No real big surprise there. Oh, wow, Zuzani actually, he's only gone into 3 steel mills. They are so scared of power at this point that Zuzani actually took a geotherm.
That's not going to be enough.
Well, it's not a lot of steel right off the bat, but it did let them secure. It looks like they're going to get 4 of these 5 geotherm tiles.
Well, at least the game will be different.
Yeah. Oh man, this is a race. Who's actually going to pick this up? Roller might have been in time. I think he was.
Oh, it's canceled out already.
Yeah. Blues is like, never mind. So 3-2 once again. Kind of in an awkward spot for Zuzani and Blues, though, that they sacrificed so much steel production in order to make that happen. You wonder if it's going to be worth it, because we're looking right now at 6 steel mills to 2.
Yeah.
That's a very big gap. That's a very, very, very big gap. And on top of that, Blues, like, these geotherms cost a lot of steel still. I mean, 60 is still nothing to sneeze at, right?
Yeah.
It's not 120.
Yeah. I'm impressed that even with that difference, they still froze the iron and steel.
Oh, whatever. Just go for it. That is the play.
Yeah.
I mean, iron is so important, and you freeze the iron, and it makes it hard for your opponent. Oh man, and a dynamite on that geotherm. I love it. It makes it hard for the opponent to just hop into steel themselves. Like, if Blues just wanted to transition into steel, freezing the iron makes it difficult by keeping that price high. Whereas Pbhead, he doesn't care. He's still a scientist. He'll just do whatever he wants. Alright, well, power's not completely killing him this game, but I mean, once again, they aren't effectively making any of it right now. I think they might have just died to not having enough steel, being too scared of power. So far. We'll see if they can pull it back, but I'd say Roller and Pbhead have a strong lead once again this game.
Yeah, 5.5 steel versus 2.38. I mean, you gotta, team game, you gotta have one player just cranking out the steel. There's just no way around.
Or go double scav.
Yeah, I think that's what Pbhead's just identified, is that I don't care about power surges because I'm scientific, and that's just how it's going to be. But you know, I mean, I would, you know, if you're pretty sure he's not going to have goon squads, I would go ahead and throw the power surge on him. It still would make a big difference.
And that EMP, oh man, 4 of them shut down once again. This is such a great black market setup for a scientist who doesn't care about making anything that isn't steel for a very long time. Like, having both EMPs and power surges available, it's exactly what you want, because you can hit your opponent and they can't effectively hit you back. Now, Pbhead, I also love that Pbhead, he moves into electrolysis and leaves Roller to make the food. Food's a bit more valuable most of the time than the fuel-oxygen combo. And on top of that, pirating away fuel and oxygen is nowhere near as effective as pirating away food, just because the raw resources are so much less valuable.
That's a good point.
So, I mean, and that's why I always, as a scientist, if I have to put something down away from my base, I always like going for the electrolysis first for that reason. 24,000 for the claim. On over to Blues. Whoa. That's a really big deal. Because that basically just says, all right, we're not making money from power or the pleasure dome this game. Just neither one. Never mind. It does give the extra claim on over, though, and you can see power, it's at $78. So it matters, but it's not necessarily going to be the end-all, be-all.
I mean, geos are important, of course, but, you know, I mean, it's power. If you have to, you'll just build solar panels, right? It's just not that big of a deal. I mean, I think you'd go to lengths to grab all the, you know, grab geos early if there were, say, only 2 on the map. But if there are 5, you just, you know.
I would have much rather seen them just go so much more heavily into steel. I mean, it's just... You have to say, though, those power surges are proving very, very effective, even against the split steel mills. Now, this game, obviously, Zuzani didn't have as many of them. And he could have had a lot more steel production, but, man... Very, very effective play at this point. Nice little EMP onto the solar panels. Probably not what I would have selected to get the job done, but it will work.
Superconductor is just...
Yeah, virtual reality is already done. Superconductor is well on the way for Roller. It's not going to do anything anytime soon with these frozen solar panels, but, you know, long term, it's still never a bad thing to have available to you. It just opens up so many extra claims, even if you want to have down power, potentially. And if power's great, it just magnifies the claims. So it's just a fantastic tool all around in the superconductor play.
I just love that they develop a strategy that somehow makes it so that the expansive player should get all the patents, not the scientific.
I know. It's pretty fantastic.
It's so funny.
We did have pirates go down at some point. Was that on Pbhead when they dropped, or have they actually not been dropped yet? There they are.
I hate those filthy bandits.
They'd gotten purchased but not used. Oh, and look, it's Pbhead and Roller who bought the pirates anyway, taking away this silicon.
Wow, which is a nice price.
Absolutely. Carbon's getting way up there once again. Roller and Pbhead sure to make that.
They've already bought 500.
And they're going for the carbon hack once again. This is just their play. This is just what they do.
At least they're making carbon this time.
Yeah, that is a fair point. That has not always been the case. And Pbhead was positioned pretty well to do that very, very easily.
Yep.
And I think that's why we actually might have seen Pbhead push to 4 this time. There have been other games where Pbhead is just stuck on 3. But this time maybe they wanted those carbon claims.
Yep. Well, if Pbhead and Roller win this game, I think it'll be kind of an example of the other team just kind of getting psyched out, as opposed to someone sort of correctly adapting to their strategy.
Yeah, possibly, but I mean, it's a good strategy.
Well, no, I mean, it's a good strategy, but the point is that Blues and Zuzani overcorrected for it.
Yeah, they did. I would agree that they overcorrected for it. It's interesting, though, that it seems like Blues and Zuzani aren't in any way ready to execute this kind of strategy. We haven't seen anything close to it yet, because Roller and Pbhead have a very clear-cut plan. Pbhead founds first, sometimes very, very early if necessary, in order to just make all of the steel for both of them as a scientist, so he's very resistant to black market. Then they move up to HQ level 4 and 3, usually. During that time, Roller gets down a patent office, moves into the patents, and has already taken all the geotherms that he possibly can on the map. From there, they both throw down a hack array, both of them, and start abusing those double hacks to just start magnifying that power money that Roller got by getting into an awkward resource. And they do this down at HQ's level like 3 and 4, so their opponents haven't necessarily had time to spread into all of those resources, and they can guaranteed almost find some opening to abuse. And it's just so clean. And it's obviously very well practiced.
It's scary. And the hard thing about the team game is you can only adapt so quickly, because if this was like, if this was like the 4-player free-for-all tournament, yeah, you can be like, okay, I'm not going to go expansive anymore, and now I'm going to try to go scientific or something. But, these players have practiced, I'm going to be expansive, you're going to be robotic, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you have a sense that if they like, well, okay, let's try their strategy, let's go scientific, they're just not going to be able to like perform it as well as Pbhead and Roller are, because they have no experience with it.
Absolutely not.
So,
man, carbon scrubbing and thinking machines. I love how this patent lab is actually being stuck on this time. Doesn't see any need to transition out of it, and thinking machines is an interesting one in particular to me, because the off-world markets, I usually pick up thinking machines thinking, all right, how important are my off-worlds this game?
So bad off-world market.
Yeah, it's just bad, this game.
Yeah, this is one of the worst I've seen.
All right, we are seeing a significant amount of aggression in stock at this point. Roller has all kinds of money saved up. I think more than enough to get the buy done on Blues, even through all this extra, just the one bit of stock that Blues already has purchased it himself. Blues tried to get aggressive himself against Pbhead. Once again, going after that weak player, but I don't think it's going to work.
Yeah, he's not even a D rating. He's doing great.
Yeah, exactly. He's still up at a C rating. Like, is this even Pbhead back there? It's not playing like Pbhead, although he did take that claim.
Yeah.
There you go. Roller's got Blues taken up. Zuzani's already almost halfway bought.
Blues actually conceded before the buy.
No, did he? Well, that's no big surprise. That game was well and truly over. Roller's also now got a little bit of Pbhead secured, which is interesting when you acquire somebody, the fact that it works that way. But it does look like Roller is just going to go ahead and close this one out. Zuzani not conceding just yet. But it's not going to be very long before Roller has the cash he needs. With all this food and chemicals flying in, very, very easy for him to go ahead and clean this game up.
Wow.
That is going to do it. 3-0.
3-0.
Again. Again.
Wow. Not a single... What's the right term for it? Other victory in this tournament? A single victory by the losers this entire tournament.
Yeah, I don't even know how to put that. It's just...
Yeah. I mean, the odds of that happening just randomly are astronomical, so obviously it's a sign that...
Clearly the best team won.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah. Well, I got a message from PB last night saying he asked me if I wanted to play against them. He said he had a new strategy that they were working to try out, and I guess we know what it is.
Yeah, and that worked.
Yeah. Which, I mean, we'd seen parts of it before. I guess the new wrinkle was the double shorts, and it's pretty powerful.
Well, yeah, I mean, we remember the power of double shorts from back in March, I think.
Yeah.
It was maybe when those got nerfed.
Yeah, but back then it wasn't even double. It was like triple and quadruple.
Well, yeah, it could be. It could go as high as triple shorts, and it was ridiculous. But even the double was enough against players who didn't know it was happening.
All right, I got to step for just 1 minute. I'll be back.
Sounds good. All right, guys. I don't know if there's a lot to look at that time. That was just... I mean, Pbhead and Blues, they had their... Sorry, Pbhead and Roller, they had their strategy down. They knew exactly what they wanted to do, and they just went about doing it. The third time was just even easier than all the ones before it. Just clean, straightforward, even with just a small disruption, because we saw they clearly didn't get all the geotherms they would have liked. Like, Roller very, very happily moves into 3 geotherms most of the time, but picking up the 2 was enough for him. He got those 2 down. Just worked with it. Didn't rely completely on power that game. If we go and take a look and go to Roller's resources, yeah, he auto-sold $99,000 in power. And that's a significant amount. But it's not that whole completely game-breaking amount on its own that we've seen before. Like $200,000 in power is not unreasonable from what we've seen before. Very much a big deal. Blues obviously sold a significant amount of power as well, but it just... Those early missteps, those early slight delays can just catch up to you so easily.
Alright, I'm back. Yeah, I mean, I can't say I'm super thrilled by seeing the exact same strategy work 3 times in a row.
Well, they did get slight curveballs thrown at them each game, but it wasn't enough for them to really have to shift gears at all, right?
Right.
And it's a strategy that the only thing it really relies on, absolutely, is having a moderate patch of iron.
Right.
And that's literally it. Like, they could work with anything else on the map as long as they have that moderate patch of iron.
Yeah, they don't really need the geotherms, especially since the Patent Lab is part of their play.
Yeah. Like, yes, exactly. The Patent Lab already being built into the play allows for just a superconductor for solar panels.
Yeah. Pbhead noticed that he wants to call in.
All right, we can get Pbhead on in here, I suppose. Let's see.